broadcasting live on YouTube. Welcome, Dirty Peasants, to episode 8 of the Wartwood Gazette Podcast. This week we'll be talking about the Season 3 intro of Amphibia. I'm your host, Thumbaticon, and joining me today we have Joy the Boy.
So,
And we have Lemur.
Hello, everyone, once again.
Alright, thank you guys for coming on today. And so this week, I guess we can just talk about the intro. Nothing special except the season 3 intro. I guess to start, we were all in for a very big surprise. Not only did Plantars and Anne end up in Earth, but the season 3 intro revealed that we'd be staying on Earth for probably longer than what I anticipated, where the new intro is basically like centered around Earth. So I'm really excited to see like the direction the show is going to take now that they've basically shook up the whole like status quo and we're on a different planet now, except it's our planet. But Lemur, what are your thoughts on I guess the change in setting?
Okay, so I've talked about how, previously, how for the longest time we thought that we're only going to stay in Amphibia for the rest of the show because it is called Amphibia after all, and Earth is like this. Even though Earth is a planet that we all know, it seems like we're not getting any Earth content for the duration of the series. For I don't know, unless it's like bits and pieces. So to see season 3 actually putting Earth on focus, it's very exciting stuff because we've been lacking from Earth content for the longest time, but experiencing Earth is like exploring a brand new world from at least from the perspective of from the viewer, because we haven't really known about anything from Earth. Like I said, we haven't know anything about Anne's home, like actual home. So to see it being fully explored, it opens up a lot of stuff, a lot of story potentials, a lot of it's a very drastic change from the status quo that we've known for the longest time. I think this is like the biggest change in status quo that I've seen in a very long time, and I'm very excited about what this season has in store for us.
Yeah, it's so odd because like going to Earth of all places feels like exciting like new prospect even though it's Earth. Like
Yeah, like, we thought it would be like the end game. Like it would be the end of our journey. Except it's not. It's just the beginning of a bigger story in play.
and Joy, what are your thoughts on the new status quo?
so, firstly, uh, yeah, like Lemur said, it's actually very, very, very interesting that what we once thought would be the end game, because this is something I think I even said this on the podcast. I like praised Amphibia because it had like a definitive end plan. Like there was a point that we knew there was a goal that had to be reached for the series to be over, and we all thought that yeah, it would happen. But no, it's not over yet. And so, thing is, a few people kind of like expected or predicted that we would go back to Earth for at least a few episodes, but everyone who thought that it would be the girls getting to Earth, not not Anne and the planners, which is absolutely crazy, and I love it. what I thought would happen if they went back to Earth would be that like the girls would go back and somehow like someone would manage to send a message all the way to Earth being like, hey, actually we still need you we need you to come back or something, and then it will end and they could finally go back to Amphibia and I mean go back home and it will be complete and they could like maybe visit each other or something. I don't know. I didn't expect that they just make a whole season take place on Earth. So now the
Yeah, like oh, sorry, Joey.
no, don't worry. Now the whole illusion that uh Earth was the end game is absolutely shattered to bits and pieces, and that's very interesting. Anyways, what you were gonna say?
Oh no, like I was just going to agree with you. Yeah, like I expected the return to Earth to be like some sort of like brief breather for Anne before like heading right back to Amphibia to like deal with the final, I guess the final confrontation or the final like battle, but then or the final conflict with Andreas. But then that that post credits reveal really just it left a lot to think about that night.
Yeah, but I will say that one thing I'm happy about is that I always thought it would be like really hard for the girls to explain like, oh yeah, we just got lost and went to a magical frog world without everyone just thinking they're insane. But and now they have the and brought the frogs with her, so I guess it's not gonna be that crazy anymore, is it?
Yeah, I really like how the intro it brings up that like the planters are just like staying at Anne's place, and then they seem to be like well welcomed by her parents, which is nice. It's like it's nice to see that like the after the planters took Anne in for 2 seasons, that like Anne has no problem taking them into her home as well, unlike Starverse. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah. I
going
was gonna
to
say
help.
maybe we're getting ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Lemur. You're
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say like it definitely lift a giant chip in the girls' shoulders because they don't have to hide anything about Amphibia anymore because literally anybody in Los Angeles is going to know. It's gonna help with therapy at least.
At the
yeah.
very
It
least.
seems and it seems like that even though they've left Amphibia, like Amphibia is gonna come to them with like those
Yeah,
snippets of like what do we have? Like we have like this 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 new Frobo variant.
they're like foot soldiers.
Oh, we're gonna. Oh, wait. We stopped talking about just the premise.
Oh,
Oh, I thought.
I mean,
I.
like, oh, sorry about that. Like, go ahead, Joy. Like, is what else would you like to bring up?
Oh, okay. So I was holding off on a few things, right? Because I thought we were just gonna like talk about the premise, the status quo, and not like the actual intro yet. So about the intro itself, I like that they changed the song from the like instruments they used to showcase Amphibia's kind of like towny kind of vibe, like cottage
Like an
core and all of
orchestra.
that. Yeah, and they changed it to something like way more modern to fit that they're now just gonna be in California. That's actually really interesting. Wait, is it
Wait,
California?
Los Angeles, yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah,
California.
It's
yeah.
more
Okay.
techno, which I really appreciate the touch because it really
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reflects the change that we experience.
Yeah, it's that's exactly what I was saying. It's a really cool touch. Uh, from what the intro shows us about the planners in the Bunchoi household, it seems like there's gonna be some very very interesting dynamics. Like, and I'm all for that. I'm absolutely all for it. I love Anne's new outfit. Okay, can we just say that real quick? It's
Oh yeah, we can
absolutely
just we can talk about that now. Yeah, like
He has drip.
and no leaves, no twigs.
Sorry. It's true though. It's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And no leaves or tricks. She's now embraced Earth fully, and she looks fucking amazing. And I want to draw that.
She has
Yeah,
2 shoes. That's the thing.
to
Finally,
shoot
I can
and
rest.
Her plot
And then,
armor just got better.
she's now officially a goody two shoes.
Heck yeah.
I'm just surprised that they gave her like a hoodie, like wrapped around the waist, because like I feel like that's probably going to be, I don't want to say challenging to animate, but it's probably more work to animate than just like pants.
Like, well, remember, these are the same guys that thought Marcy's shoes are way too overcomplicated, and yet they made it. And yet they made it in the final design anyway.
Granted, that was just like
Uh,
flashbacks,
gonna take
and
that
then
chance. Gonna take that chance to just say that Marcy's outfit is so fucking complicated to draw, even for me. Like even when I'm just making casual drawings, it's so needlessly complex. So them giving Anne a hoodie wrapped around her waist is absolutely nothing. Have you seen what Marcy wears? That's so hard to draw.
They just love complicated designs. This show just loves challenging itself.
Yeah, I hate it, but I love it. I love it uh from like an admirer's perspective, and like I appreciate that they put so much hard work. I hate it from an artistic standpoint because that just makes me have to draw more things.
Ah, dang it.
and I'm surprised Sprig didn't like freeze while like inside that freezer.
Well,
Wait, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
well, they're in Cali after all. I guess that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah, that Fritz is probably not that, and it's probably nothing anyways. Like compared to whatever was happening in Snow Day. Actually, Sprig was doing fine in Snow Day, except for being woozy and all. But that was because he was like thought out.
Yeah,
He
she was.
but he actually managed to stay conscious and all during the Snow Day when he was thought out. So I guess he can survive. It's just like very hard, and he has to be thought out first.
And then like I like the I like the not subversion, like the changes they made with this new intro with the planners. So like I think in the original intro, Hoppa was just like looking at like his like figure, like his miniature boat, and then like Polly was inside the bucket, and then now she's just like jumping on Domino.
He was reading. Hop Pop was reading a book, but yeah,
Oh, okay, in the original intro, and
yeah.
now he's
He's taking pictures of food like a typical person in modern times.
does the food have bugs in it, or is that just
No,
something?
no, they don't. I think
Oh,
they're
it's just like
gonna.
it's like a bun.
Yeah, I think they're
Probably a timing
gonna.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. I think the planters are going to learn how to adapt into human food because yeah, because they have eaten like human foods before. So to see them actually eating human food from the sources as like as a normal everyday thing instead of a being a rarity, that's gotta be something that they're gonna explore.
It Okay, hold on. It reminds me of this really good fan art made by, I think it was a rap. I'm not sure. Where it was just Anne crying while she was eating, but like crying tears of joy because she and the and the parents are just like looking at her so concerned because she because she's just eating normal food after her eating bugs for months.
6 months.
Well,
Yeah.
wait, actually, almost a year. I think the show specified exactly how long it's been. Uh,
It's been about I think 6 months.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
wow.
season one was 3 months, and then the trip to Newtopia took about a month, and then once they got there, Marcy mentioned like Polly grows her legs in 2 months, and then into True Colors, Polly grows her legs. So the
Yeah,
timeline is
yeah, it is
approximately
3 months. Yeah,
so like altogether around 6 months.
yeah, 6 months, half a year, which is a very long time in Earth standards.
That's just that's
Although we
a
haven't
lot can
really,
happen in 6 months.
yeah. But here's the thing: we still don't know the relation between time on Amphibia and time on Earth. So we
Yeah,
still,
that's gonna.
Oh yeah, hold on. I actually was gonna bring that up. It's I hope it's the same. I want to see the emotional impact of like Anne seeing her mom again after 6 months, and I don't want her mom to just be like, "Why did you've just been gone for like a few minutes, Anne? It's no biggie." I hope it's not that.
I really doubt that because Amphibia, the amphibians in Amphibia kind of grow the same rate as humans.
Yeah. Also, something to note is when Matt said that Amphibia was almost like as old as Earth, and I doubt that would be a thing that he would say if they didn't have like the same general time.
Hmm. Although that means that Andrea's wait. Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. I was having a train of thought, but I realized that it's kind of stupid.
Like I'm when Matt says that they're both like Amphibia and Earth are like the same age. For Amphibia, is the age is it before the technological is this after the technological like collapse of the previous civilization, or is this before?
I think I think the technological collapse that was you were referring to relates to the stolen Calamity box because the Hop Up said that the ruins of despair were there before modern history, and since we now know that it's related to Nutopia, I think that collapse was related to when the pink frog stole the Calamity box from Andreas, and then which forced Utopia to go under a technological recession.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
then, I mean, we still have artifacts from like 1,000 years ago, right? Like we
Yes.
have a general idea of what went down
Hmm.
on Earth. So I guess for like Amphibia, everyone just forgot. Like,
They Andreas did say that the modern citizens forgot or did not learn the hit the the novelty, or what was the word that Andreas said before? Glory. Yeah, the glory of old Utopia.
Yeah, he did say that, and yeah.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, wait, when did he get? But yeah. You're right, the glory. So yeah, that's interesting. It absolutely. I think we have enough to kind of like reinforce the idea that Amphibia is most definitely taking like the same like the time relation as 1 to 1. I really hope it is.
yeah, I hope so too.
If it's not 101 to 1, at least like a few months apart, maybe like 1 month or maybe two. I doubt
But
that though.
at that point, if it's just 1 or 2 months, you might as well just make it real time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It would be kind of pointless.
Exactly. It's like it would only serve to like I don't know to be like, hey, it's not exactly the same. It's another dimension, but like it's dumb if it's not gonna have any relevance
It,
other than making amphibious stand out in some way.
we know that amphibia is not a different dimension. It's like a different planet. Well, a different planet far away from our own.
Wait, is that what's supposed to be happening? I thought it was another dimension.
I you
We
remember?
still don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
we're still not 100%.
other than
But I think we
I think
already had this argument on like the on the server. I'm pretty sure. At least, at least I personally am pretty sure that it's supposed to be another dimension.
Hmm. The only thing that I can say was that like from the book from Aquarium, because there were 5 worlds, and Earth was one of them, with Amphibia being the center hub. That's why I call it like a different world, but I'm still uncertain about that.
I guess
And
they see like a main world in every dimension. Like if the box takes them to a specific place, they just assume, oh, that must be the most important place in their galaxy or something. So that's the only place they mark. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. I'm not sure. We'll have to see in the future, and I hope it gets confirmed.
Yeah.
uh, I guess, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we go to the, I guess, the next part where the amphibia starts leaking into Earth?
I guess we can talk about like season 3 production, or at least we can expect. Or at least we can try to tell when do we expect season 3 to come out.
I'm guessing next year.
Yeah, I guess same too
I
because hmm?
They kind of seem to have so much stuff completed. Like people have been talking
Yeah,
about it. That I'm kind of expecting it will be less than a year. Actually, like maybe like 1/4 of a year.
I expected like for maybe 7 to 9 months as my minimum because aside from this intro, Matt has been talking about season 3 a lot and about how much is gonna go on with that. So I expect season 3 is halfway done point because I doubt that because I doubt that season 3 started production when the green light announcement happened. The production should be going on before that. So I think they have a pretty good amount of stuff done at this point.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm guessing that season 3, like, at least some episodes are in the, I guess, the animating process with the
Yeah.
animation studios. But like, I'm curious how far into season 2, um, the like, I'm curious how far into production of season 2 the crew was in when season 1 aired, because I know season 1, like, either season 1 was completed and then Disney sat on it for 1 or 2 months and then did the bomb format, or did Disney just, once season 1 was like ready, Disney immediately started like dropping the episodes, and then
Mm.
depending on that, then I'd be able to guess what how far season 2 was in, and then by extension season 3. But I'm not so sure anymore because of COVID.
Well, well, in America at least, like the situation there from COVID is getting better. So I expect that the crew are gonna go back to work in the office very soon. So I think that's gonna help with the production of the season at least
And didn't Bill Farmer say he finished all of his lines? But
for the final season. But that
yeah,
but that can be taken either way. Either like final season like last season, which is season 2, or season 3.
but then season 2 aired just as like the pandemic started. So then I assume Bill Farmer would have like recorded all his lines before they had to leave the office.
True. Hmm.
Or he was just trolling us in that interview. I don't know.
I hope he's not, because that would be kind of awful.
I'm looking so like I'm looking too deep into Bill Farmer, just like his casual remarks in an interview.
We're Amphibia fans. That's what we do. We overthink stuff all the time.
That's all fandoms though. Like,
Yeah, but I don't know.
oh,
Like the overthinking nature of this fandom is next level to compare to anything I've seen.
oh, then I was there for Gravity Falls. They overthought everything.
Well, then again, this is we most of the GF got fans did migrate here. Well, at least some of them.
It's funny how we actually kind of overthink things even more than the Owl House fans, which is
Yeah.
insane because like the Owl House fans can somehow link the Owl House to anything that happens ever, but we are the ones that actually overthink the things that happen. They just
Well,
make connections.
yeah, they're just grasping at like straws at that point. We actually have like some substantial information to
Whoa,
work with.
whoa, Lemur, come
I'm not
on.
insulting anyone. Hey, wait. This is not good.
Sorry.
Well,
They
good
let's say
night,
it like this.
folks. I just got canceled.
No.
Let's say it like this. They
Pack your
grab at
bags.
straws and look at a straw and try to figure out if it's a fork. That's how it works.
What's Oh man, I think I just triggered like 90% of Twitter right there.
They're gonna try to your audience, Lemur.
All right. Let's move away from the Owl House discussion and
Alright.
I think
Wait,
we're all good for starting the next section of this intro analysis.
yes,
we're
thank
we're
you, Joy. So
we're getting Owl Talk in 2 weeks anyway, so that doesn't matter.
I mean, there's not a lot you can do with a season 3 intro, so I think it's good that we're kind of derailing a bit.
Alright.
yes,
Alright, moving on.
going on a tangent is always the podcast, a staple of the podcast culture, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so yeah, the second half of this intro really ramps things up, where we get like Anne and the kids like running away from like this new Frobo variant that looks like a monkey, and then we have like the museum scene where like the planners are like in a museum for some reason, and then like the government agents chasing down the planters, and then we get this like really like weird shot, not a weird shot, it's really like cool shot of, like this giant like robot with all of like the little tiny robots inside, and then like we get those really like we get those group shots of Marcy, not Marcy. Oh, I haven't even. That's another discussion with like we get Sasha and the town of Wartwood all preparing for something. It's very like this the second half. You can some of these scenes real like they seem like obvious, like they're obviously like meant for the intro, and then some of these scenes I feel like could end up being in the show at some point, which makes me like really curious how far in production season 3 is, because the shot with Anne running away from like that robot, it's not like the vibe it gives off. It feels like it's part of like a scene from an episode, whereas the like Anne and Sprig running away from like the chicken in the season 1 intro felt like something that would be only in the intro just by looking at the animation. But here, like it's like the animation looks like it's from an episode, so I'm not sure whether or not like these scenes were made for the intro or are actually from an episode, a future episode, which is like throwing me off.
Yeah, the animation of this intro jumps a lot in terms of like quality, which is not a
Well,
bad thing.
usually the intro animation is like a lot smoother than like the in show, like the episode animation, which like
Yeah.
kind of makes it easy to tell. But in this case, like some of these scenes, like I'm not 100% sure whether they're made for the intro or from an actual episode. Like the Marcy shot with Andrews is like obviously made for the intro, but then like stuff like the Frobos jumping out of the big Frobo, and then like the museum scene, and those seem like they could be from an actual episode. Which, I mean, Joey, what are your thoughts?
All right, so yeah, you are right about that. It's like actually very, very, very uh the okay. So something I wanted to say in the production discussion thing is that it's kind of weird how I mean something that really makes me think that season 3 is really far into production is the fact that this intro is like explicitly way more story driven. uh if you catch my drift, like a lot of these
Yeah,
scenes kind of seem way more like they're trying to tease parts of the story as opposed to just being kind of wacky adventures to fill in to fill in the time. Like, because let's be honest, the first two openings, which we could just call one because the only difference is the duel between Anne and Sasha in the season 2 opening. But other than the duel I just mentioned, not a lot of the opening actually teases anything at all from the show apart from the characters.
Oh yeah, the
So
opening one is like it presents the vibe or like the concept of the show well. That's it.
yeah,
It did its
it's like
job well.
default adventures. It's
Yeah,
adventures that could be an episode, but they aren't. You know,
yeah.
it's
It
like yeah, it's like this could happen. It's just it just kind of presents the general adventure vibe. As you said, just the adventure cottage vibe. It lets you see what it's about. You know, as but then this opening actually genuinely pieces ideas uh and stuff from the that like stuff that really seems is gonna be main plot points in the actual show, which is what makes me think that we're getting season 3 like way sooner than most expect, because it seems like the season 3 intro was made like really far into production, you know, like it
yeah.
has like everything is already planned out 100%.
The fact
Like they yeah, wait, keep going.
I was gonna say like the fact that we got this intro in the first place tells a lot about how far the production of season three has been going. I was just gonna
I
say.
mean, it also could be like a close enough situation where, for those of you who don't know, like the show Close Enough, when the trailer first premiered, none of the scenes were actually from episodes. Like the trailer was like designed to have scenes that could have been from the show, and then once they got more episodes, like they made the scenes for the trailer first, and then they made the episodes. Which I'm curious whether that's the case for the season 3 intro here. But
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, that,
we'll
I
figure it. We'll find out when we actually see season 3. Which I'm surprised how soon like they release this. Well, usually before a show premiere, like before a show's like makes its debut, they'll release the theme song like a year in advance because it's they're previewing it at like San Diego Comic Con. Like Chuck mentioned in the chat, they revealed it in like 2018. I remember like hearing about it.
yeah. That was like the first that was the first content of Amphibia that we got, that you guys got, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Aside from like the poster, yeah.
yeah,
but then like in the
again,
middle,
it kind
like
of it almost well keep going.
so yeah, like getting getting the new intro like this early on is like, I don't know, could have been to I guess, did they release the intro now just to cover up the fact, like just to show that Marcy wasn't dead?
Yeah, I was about to mention that someone told us that
Hey, wait a second.
the
Are we
season.
getting ahead of ourselves? That we haven't discussed
Wait,
the Marcy
yeah,
scene in the intro yet.
hold on.
I
Yeah,
we can discuss it now. I don't like,
Ah, well then.
it's a 10-second
we're skipping a
difference. Like
lot.
we'll
Yeah,
get back to it.
yeah. It's like an intro, anyways. It doesn't. I don't think structure matters that much.
I mean, what else do you guys want to talk about? Like the museum or the government agents?
I haven't
Well,
talked about the robot. I haven't talked
I
about the
mean, we
robot.
Oh,
So,
go ahead. What would you like to bring up?
so that robot is very interesting. It's either like because it shows that there's different models of Robo that we haven't seen. Either that or it's just like a transformation, which would be an odd thing to introduce now, or something. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's like a different model, and that's very interesting. And I like that it seems like Andreas is actually gonna launch an attack on Earth. What I'm very curious about though is how is he sending that?
I was
Like,
about to ask the same question too. Like the Calamity, I'm pretty sure the Calamity box is deactivated right now because in the intro, like we know, like after the Calamity box got activated, the power of the gems were gone. The power in the gems disappeared, and it went to the girls. I don't think that the activation of the Calamity box in True Colors should be any different.
Well, the box didn't actually. I don't think it deactivated once Andrews like placed it on the castle. Like I think it's not. I don't think there's anything concrete, but it's just Anne's connection to the box is just, she's not draining the box. She just has a link to it, and then
Hmm.
even though she left and she's still connected to the box, like the box is still like operational, but like unless Andreas finds out about LA because Anne is in LA and she's connected to the box, so then the box just brings like if Andrews tries opening a portal and then they go right, like it opens right in front of LA, then Andrews is like, okay, Anne's here. Send in the waves, send in the hordes.
yeah, but then that brings up the question: why would Andreas himself not go to the portal before sending troops? I mean, I guess it makes sense that he just want to like send troops to take over the Earth first, and then go in to make himself known. Yeah, so I guess it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
the easiest way to explain it is probably Andrews wants to like scope out what Earth is capable of because he probably has like no idea how much like technology has changed in the past 1,000 years, and then other than what Marcy probably talked to him about. So then,
He sends the probe and it immediately gets like fucking destroyed by a military tank.
True, like Earth's technology is on par, if not arguably a little better than Amphibia's, despite
well,
having AI.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Amphibia has AI that can probably withstand like water damage and humidity
Yeah,
damage. So that
yeah.
alone probably makes them more advanced than Earth tech.
Hmm. They're all,
But
they also did made like barrels, warhammer, and necromancy, magic, and all that stuff.
something that we have to acknowledge is also that the Frobos we see are like ridiculously packed with weaponry. Like Frobo has a laser and like infinite rockets. uh, which by the way, it's still like so. Like, could you imagine if instead of trying to stop Andreas, like just by grabbing onto his leg, Frobo just straight up lasered him? Like,
Well, yeah, but Polly was like in a very precarious like position there. He had to stop him like
Yeah,
wrapping
he couldn't risk
arms.
anything.
I
Yeah.
mean, he
Except
could have like
the one,
lasered
which
Andrews,
he did.
and Andrews could have just like fell on Polly.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a little bit worse.
that was, that would have been horrible. Oh, I love it.
Of course.
But yeah,
Of
so I
course.
guess Andreas would like send in hordes of like Frobos before he would go himself.
I mean, like my thought was that Andrews is going to find out like he's going to have a portal Earth, and then he's probably going to be as discreet as possible with like sending in agents just to like test everyone out, test everyone's like defenses, and then that'll give us time for like Anne and the Plantars to like learn about the history of the box or the connection between Earth and Amphibia, and then maybe by like the mid-season finale, that like Anne and the Plantars like try and come up with a plan to like find the source of where Andreas is like sending his troops in, or like how to like take advantage of that, which could probably help
Also, no, keep going.
which would probably like tie into whatever like Asha is up to.
Yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say that there's the possibility that Andreas isn't going because he's still taking care of like the remaining rebellion. Like he's taking care of whatever Sasha's up to, like, or maybe he's waiting for like Marcy to get healed so he can use her knowledge or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shot of Marcy with the beast behind her, like,
We're doing this now, huh? Okay.
yeah, we can do it now. Like, well, actually, do we need to talk about the government agents? It's kind of like a given where like,
Oh yeah, that's something we need to talk about. So apparently it's gonna be like government agents following Anne and the planners, which makes complete sense. Like if a girl came, a girl that was missing for 6 months just came to Earth with like magical talking frogs. Yeah, I think the government would be like a little bit interested.
I mean, imagine there was like a camera like on that like set like pointed at that playground where they like watch the footage and then just see all the girls like disappear in a flash of light. Like, imagine
I
like
w-
what's running through their
I
head, like,
wouldn't
oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, and like it makes sense because the park is like a public place, so of course there needs some surveillance to know what is going on there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's not like it's not like a regular park. It's just like a fenced off like area in the middle of a city. So I don't know. I'm guessing there might be
Maybe it's
camera
like
footage.
abandoned, but they're still watching because like people do shady stuff in abandoned places.
Mhm. Well, speaking of the Earth, can we like talk about the Earth crew now?
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about because I I actually cannot wait to meet these people. They look very interesting.
Hell yeah, we have like very very intricately designed humans. It's actually really cool. I love
Also,
it.
yeah, and I also want to point out, like I pointed this out before, but most of the Earth crew here are people of color in some sort of way.
Yeah, yeah, and probably lives in like some very very diverse place.
Makes
That
sense because
um
yeah,
yeah, it's really cool to see that. Like that to see that they're not just all white. That's
yeah,
actually really really interesting. I love it.
and it's accurate too because apparently Los Angeles is one of the most diverse cities in the world, or in America at least. So the fact that we're getting so many kinds of people in race, that's awesome. I really
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
really
really shows how Matt and the crew want Earth to be not only as accurate as possible, but also packed with life. And that's something that you can't really describe about Earth settings. Like, yeah, like they can make Los Angeles like a very generic city with very generic people, but no, they make Los Angeles a beautiful place with a lot of very interesting people, and I really like that.
I mean, and it's also I guess we didn't talk about like Anne's parents like too much, other than like this is the first time we're seeing her dad.
Yeah, the fact that they're gonna become main characters, or more recurring characters this season, that's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised Disney let Anne have both parents show up.
Yeah, they didn't make Earth bland, which is very refreshing.
Yeah, because like early on the show, like the color palette, like Matt mentioned, like he wanted to make Earth look as like bland as possible, so that that the the setting in Amphibia would look like a lot more brighter. But
But now
then yeah,
since
like
we're gonna explore Earth now, they have to make it look as good as possible. In the
They
eyes of
did
the
a damn good job.
Yeah, and it also makes sense too because the planters are now the fish out of water in this setting. So in the eyes of the planters, everything in Earth is brand new to them. It's a brand new adventure of a whole new world to explore.
A new fantastic point of view.
Yeah. Gosh, I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Huh?
I was gonna say, like, I can't wait to explore Earth and meet these new people.
Hell yeah! I'm so excited, bro.
yes, like
It's gonna be so cool.
yeah, like we have like the scientists, we have like the museum like curator, we have those like technicians or mechanics. We have that
Yeah,
like that old
the
Hop
cute
Hop
Amelia
lookalike.
girl.
Yeah, like
Oh
older
yeah,
Hilda.
I wonder about that
Underfield.
hip-hop lookalike.
Oh yeah, they actually kind of they reused Beta Ann again.
But, I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like a lot of fans are already like in love with the beta designs, and like the beta designs weren't that bad. They just like didn't fit exactly what they wanted. Like they wanted Am to have some connection to Earth in the form of like, I don't know. I guess having school uniform, like having an uniform that's explicitly tied to a certain place on Earth, like kind of helps distinguish her. But now she's on Earth. Now she can wear whatever the fuck she wants. So they're like, hey, we can use some of those early designs. And that's really cool.
Yeah,
And then we have like that Hop Hop lookalike.
I'm. My theory for that is that he's the guy who owned the Skip Man that we saw back in Wax Museum, and it kind of makes sense because if there's an old ass man who is, in the intro, he has to be important in some sort of way. So let's bring back one of the longest running threads that we have so far, which is the Skip Man that haven't been brought back since Wax Museum.
I actually don't think so. I think the old man might just be like a recurring joke character to like so they can be
I
like, wow,
really
this
hope
dude looks a
not.
lot like Hop Pop, and his name is like Juan Pip or something like that, something like very similar to Hop Pop.
Oh
Yeah,
my!
most probably he's gonna be a gag character. That's my theory. If maybe someone in the intro is actually gonna be the owner of the skip man, but I don't think it's gonna be the old guy. I just think he's gonna be a gag character.
I really hope it's not. Well, I guess it can make sense, maybe, but I doubt that.
I mean, it took all these characters are going to have like some kind of like appearance or
Roll.
special like role, because like even in the season even in the previous season intro where we got like the shot of all the townies at the end of the trailer, and it took us a season, like it took us 2 seasons to like get to know Maddie's sisters. So I'm sure we'll get a spotlight on each of them.
Yeah, but like since this is the last season, they have no time to waste to introduce all these characters. And if Anne has to have allies back home because all of her allies are now on the other side, one is leading a rebellion and the other one is comatose. She has to have people to back her up at least.
So like my guess
Yeah.
is that we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to get at the very minimum 6 Earth episodes where each of these background characters, like which each of these new characters get their own spotlight.
Yeah.
That's
That would be
my
really
like
cool.
now that's my guess. So I guess 6 Earth segments, which are 3 22-minute episodes of just Earth.
Yeah. In terms of the roles, of these characters, the mechanics will definitely help rebuild Frobo and and
Yeah.
study
Yeah.
study Utopia technology, which will give them an advantage or at least
Yeah.
some sort of knowledge about
Listen,
how to counteract them.
yeah.
But
Call me basic, but obviously, just like absolutely everyone else, it's the mechanic girls I'm the most excited for. Their designs just kind of like very much attract me the most. Uh,
yeah, I can see that
Everyone else
too.
is already saying that, but I don't care.
Well, of course, there's Anne's parents who are going to support their daughter and the Plantars on their mission. There's also the blue hair girl, which is I'm guessing is an assistant to a scientist or a scientist herself, which would be useful because they need someone to figure out how to get back home.
Yeah,
Then
so like science, engineering, history, whoever the
hmm,
frog dude is. It's like different fields, different STEM
yeah,
fields, I guess.
yeah. There's all archaeology.
Effectively, they're
There's
getting a lot of people that are gonna help in a lot of different ways.
yeah. Hey, look at that! Like these people are like a representation of the fandom. Like studying using every single field of study to analyze this show.
Amazing! It all comes full circle.
It all comes full circle. Yeah, I,
Oh,
I absolutely love it. What?
unrelated, but I'm guessing like once they defeat enough of like the robots that Andreas sends, they might have enough like spare parts to repair Frobo,
True. Oh yeah,
and then like
right.
and then Frobo gets like a
Ooh,
new
that's actually
design.
really cool. Like, I never thought of that.
And they can also like repurpose like the broken spare parts for more robots too.
Like it'd be cool to like have Frobo and Polly both get like have new like designs and they're grown up. Aw.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
Especially
but
since
if
like
we, no, keep going, Lemur.
I was gonna say like in Earth time, I probably think that season 3 is going to last like 3 or 4 months at least. So they're gonna do so. Polly is gonna do some growing in this season. Probably develop a new body too.
I'm not. I think they might just keep her in the legs for like the rest of the season. I'm not sure.
Hmm. Yeah, like
But- Wait, so yeah, about the Frobo rebuilding thing. I would love it if they, firstly, if they introduce like more Frobo models, like that Slender Frobo we just talked about. If they introduce more, it would be cool if like by the end Frobo had like a bunch of parts from a bunch of
Yeah,
different Frobos.
that's what I was thinking. Like Frobo
a
like
Mega
has
Man.
like a bunch of new upgrades.
Yeah, like
Mega
Mega
Man.
Man.
Uh, well, yeah, it would be really cool to see that. And if he also has like some stuff originally from Earth, like he just has like fridge parts or something, That would be really cool. It will help like make Frobo his own. Like instead of just being another Frobo model, he would become like his own Frobo, and that would be amazing.
Yeah. Season 3 just has a lot to cover. Like we got, the overarching story, we got introduction of new characters, and then we have to check back on Wartwood, and then we also gonna have to check out with Marcy. It's just a lot.
I mean, but that just means that we're going to get, even if the episode doesn't really address some story concerns that we have, just the change in setting is still going to, like, the change in setting itself is going to have like some plot in it. Like,
Yeah,
even if we go from like a slice of life episode with Anne and the Plantars on Earth, and we just go to another like day in the life on Wartwood with Sasha, it's still like
it's still
there's
plot
still going to
related.
be development. Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty much every single episode in this season is gonna have some sort of character development for everyone, and that's really exciting stuff. So far this show has really built up its story perfectly, and now we're in the final stretch. I'm very confident that they can pull this off, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of stuff to go through. But I am very confident that they're gonna pull this off perfectly.
Yeah, like especially since for the most part Amphibia uses its 11-minute segments well, and there's
Yeah,
not a lot of like downtime. The fact that they have 11-minute segments means like they can at least tell a bit, like tell more stories or more changes in settings, or like they can cover more ground than in a 22-minute episode where there's like some sort of B plot and A plot where they might have to stay in the same setting. But with Amphibia, it might be a little bit more beneficial for them.
mm, yeah. Like, I mean, 22 minutes can still do like the exact same effect with 11 minutes. They just need to really pace themselves a lot better, I guess. But yeah, I agree to what you said.
Because like with a 22-minute episode, like you could cut away between like two completely different environments, but then you have to like, if you don't find a way to like
And to
tie them
connect them.
together, then yeah,
Yeah.
to interconnect them, then the episode itself feels like it doesn't feel like whole. But at least with
Mm,
11-minute segments, you can just like you can narrow your focus on part one part of the story, and then the next segment you can go to like a completely different location and tell a different story. I
right.
guess
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
like you
Right.
yeah, I hope that made sense. I
Yeah,
guess.
it does. It does.
I mean, Joy, do you have any thoughts before we go to the Marcy scene?
Uh, Something the museum scene. I'm absolutely not sure what that means. I just wanted to bring it up because I don't know what it's gonna be about, and I don't know, man. There's not a lot yet to say before getting on to the next segment.
And how about you, Lemur?
Well, I was gonna talk about like the other human characters, but I think we already covered them previously. So I guess we can move on to the next scene.
So, like, to I'm not surprised. Like, I don't think anyone's surprised that Marcy's still alive. It's just that just seeing her condition is like the most like shocking part about it. And like, oh man, like
You can argue like you can argue that Marcy not dying and then just being contained in like this chamber is a lot worse for her because she is still experiencing pain.
Like, judging by the floor, and like since the beast is in here, it's like this is in the basement that we saw at the end of the first temple, except
Mm-hmm.
now Marcy is in the tube here.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know what are they going to do with Marcy in this season. Like, are they just gonna keep her in the jar until in the chamber, like at least until like the mid-season finale, or they're just gonna keep her like hostage, or are we having some sort of look into her psyche when she's in that chamber? Because here's the thing, I don't like. There is a theory going on about the beast uh possessing her, taking control of her body. Personally, I don't like that, but I do understand why are they going to do that if they do decide to take that direction. But also her being her being contained as like some sort of bargaining chip for Sasha and the rebellion, I think that could also work too as a plot point.
I guess, Joy, what are your thoughts?
So I didn't expect this. I mean, obviously, I expected Marcy to be alive in some way. I thought she was gonna be revived, not be alive. So the fact that she was alive was already a shocker. But what really shocked me is how she is. Like I thought if she were to stay alive, ignore if you just heard a sound, ignore it. I thought that if she was gonna stay alive, she would be like carried by Sasha or something, or she would just be like very injured. I didn't think she would be kept in Andreas's jar. His no, yeah, not gonna make that
Chamber.
joke here.
Chamber.
Yeah, not gonna make that joke here. So I was very shocked to say the least. Uh, Man, I don't even know where to start. So we see Andreas first, and he's like pulling out a sword, kind of like maybe it's just meant to connect the shots together. Uh, but there is a possibility that he's trying to like defend her in some way, like he's someone's trying to take her away, like maybe Sasha's trying to free her, and especially because this scene happens like right after we see Sasha, but again, it's probably just composition. It probably doesn't mean
Yeah, I think
anything.
it's yeah, I think it's just like it's the intro shot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Andrews looking threatening.
I
My only complaint is that like do we call him the Beast or the Knight? Because like he seems kind of smaller. He seems small compared to how big we saw him in the first temple, where he like towers over Andreas. But maybe in this shot he's just like far away.
I guess
Again,
this
this
I
is an intro. We don't
yeah,
have
it's
to
just an
take
intro.
face value.
Yeah. Like I think that's just an intro thing.
Yeah, so they can like show the monster without having to go through any like complications. It's
Mm.
probably just that. Like they want to show that the monster is like next to Marcy. They want to like highlight that, but they can't really do it. Uh, they can't really do it if the monster is at full size, because then we would just see one eye, and that would not tell us much as a like. Do you get me?
Yeah,
Yeah. Also,
So,
I just
uh huh.
I just want to say something real quick. It's not related, but I feel I feel years older after seeing the countless Marcy memes, man. The Marcy debt memes, man. I feel like there's so much. I thought it's like 3 months have passed since like True Colors. No, it's just a week, and I feel like I'm old. I feel like I'm aging faster because of it. It just, oh my god, I hate all of it. I hate
I love
all
the
of it.
Marcy memes.
I hate
love
all
them
of
to a
it,
certain
man.
degree.
No, I don't know why, man. I don't know why you guys like it. It's just shitty, man. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just garbage.
No, I definitely get the complaints. I personally fucking love them, to a certain degree, because firstly, my me being a mod for the Discord server is already wore me out because there's so many. Like there were so many that we literally had to disable file uploading permissions and embeds so that people could not fucking send more memes because there were so many. They were overtaking the channel. We lit.
Here's the
uh,
thing about those memes, though. They were not funny. They were never funny. Like,
I
I
think
don't under,
okay.
I I
Wait.
don't
They were
understand
funny,
like the
Lima. Come
humor
on,
behind
Lima.
that. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. It was
It
never
depends.
funny from the
It depends
beginning.
because like okay, there's the for me the mostly on funny ones are like say the cutaway ones like that.
I don't
Th-
like.
No, those aren't funny. Those
I mean,
are not funny. Those are overused jokes on top of another overused joke. But then
I
we
mean,
have like the really creative ones where they put like certain
The
music.
Mar-
Or,
the Marcy at the gates.
oh, Marcy, I fucking love that. It's so good. Okay, the video
The
edits
gates of
are
heaven.
mostly unoriginal. Honestly, Tom, you need to make a video edit about that because like you're the only one who can make this funnier than it is because like the video edits are really shitty, but like the other types of memes are really good. Like it's I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. They're just funny. I like the shock factor. Okay, yeah, I'm a sucker for some shock factor and like
I mean, like I have like the worst sense of humor in this group, so I can't
Oh,
really
don't
judge
worry. We
anything that
know
is
Lima.
funny. But gosh, like the Marcy death memes is literally the worst thing that I have ever seen this year. Like,
honestly, Lemur, your hatred of them kind of makes them funnier for me because I just
oh,
It does.
screw you, mate. Screw you.
I'm so sorry.
God,
Oh,
I hate all of you. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine like someone experiencing like the Marcy death memes for 3 weeks.
trust me, it got tiring real quick. I I'm tired of the video ones. I'm tired of the videos because they're all the same. But when people actually get original and make other types of Marcy that memes, those are good. I'm just tired of the vids. There were so many vids. Most of them just stopped being funny after the second one. It's so bad. But then we have like like Tom said, Marcy the kid. Oh, I love that movie.
Uh,
Oh my god.
I mean, Marcy did. Marcy did bring them to Amphibia. It only makes sense. Like this is her punishment. All the Marcy memes.
Yeah, it's like we we're punishing her for her sins, and then when she comes back,
Dude,
we'll just make
co-
memes about her return or something. I don't know.
like I mean like I get it, but come on, man, that's a bit too much.
Hey man, she doesn't exist. We're not mocking her. If people could mock the death of like real people, like how was this dude called the Prince Philip? If people can mock that, we can mock the death of a of a fictitious girl.
The difference is that I'm pretty sure Prince Philip died a long time ago. It's just his corpse.
Oh my god.
Marcy's pretty much a
Oh,
corpse right now. Hey man.
I hate all of you.
We know, Lemur. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was a quick cutaway at Marcy.
I think that was enough of a rant. You're just talking about the Marcy scene with her like all tubed up, and then we we just went on a rant about the memes. But they're so funny. I mean, some of them. Sorry, Lemur.
I
Some of them.
I just don't get it. Like they're just not. I I just unless they're really shitty people, I don't get the mocking of someone's death. That's just
She's not
me.
real, Lemur. She's
She's
not
not,
real.
and
Even if
Lemur,
it's not real, like
she's
yeah,
not
but
dead.
here's the thing: even if it's not, even if she's still fictional, I still think that's bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but
People
Lemur,
don't
we
listen to
we
me
all know.
when I say certain other things that I won't mention are bad because the characters that are fictitious. But nobody listens to me, so I'm not gonna listen to anyone.
Joy, stop.
All right, fine. That I guess that's fair. Fine, I'll
I
give
mean,
that credit.
I didn't really like. None of us thought Marcy was gonna die. Like Disney isn't gonna kill her off like that. It's just
I know, but
so what would
still, that
We know she's
sucks.
undead. It's not that bad. We know she's alive. That she would come back to life. We know that much. Like it's not the most horrible thing ever either. It's just, plus every fandom has to that needs to make a joke about people's death because it's like okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's just like very easy to make. It's just like you put the shock factor is just like very easy humor. You can go really wrong with it and just literally say racist remarks and expect people to laugh. Or there's people that know how to make it work, and the Marcy videos mostly don't work. There's others that do. Uh, but yeah, it's the shock factor is just easy. You're just gonna get it in like every fandom. It's like if a character dies in any show, you're just gonna see so many memes about that. You see it in real life too, which is yeah, that no, that's shitty. But yeah,
Uh, Maybe it's just because I am more empathetic than a normal person. But that's
you
just
mean
me. I
you're
just don't
Team
like it.
Marcy?
No. Okay, maybe there's also a part of that, but I just don't think it's.
yeah, I get it. It's yeah, there's a certain point, there's a threshold of like humor. I
Honestly,
don't
like
care about it, but I can definitely see you caring about it. It's like it makes sense. It makes
honestly, like honestly, like they got repetitive. Like they got old so fast. Like after the episode, they got old. Also, even if Sasha didn't if Marcy didn't die and the other girls did, I would still be just as effective. Like if Anne got stabbed or even Sasha, I would still have the exact same thing. I would still react to that thing.
is it bad if I say that I find that hard to believe?
I'm just gonna fine. I'm just gonna shut up then. If you guys don't believe me, I'm just gonna shut up.
Uh, no. I mean, like, I get it. I get it. We should probably move on from this. Actually, it's. I think we talked enough about this. What stuff was after Marcy's death in the intro?
Oh,
I mean,
we're pretty
Marcy's
much done,
corpse. I
Joy.
mean, the jar.
I mean, we have the junkyard scene where Anne accesses her super mode,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's actually very. Now that's wow. Yeah, the
yeah,
so
so
it makes sense. I get it. I
yeah, like
love it.
in,
I
in True
love that
Color,
Anne is still connected to her powers. I love that, and I hope we see it a lot.
yeah, in True Colors, it seemed like it was mostly she was acting on instinct when she was fighting against Andreas, but like now she seems more in control of her powers.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up too. Like True Colors made me believe that Anne's transformation would be like a one or two time thing that would just happen in like certain important moments because of Andrea saying that she didn't know how to control them, which meant that Anne had to learn, which means that we're gonna see her using them a lot more. There's probably gonna be like an episode dedicated to Anne just like absolutely wrecking havoc with them because she doesn't know how to control them well. And by the end of the episode, she's already like, more connected.
I just thought it was odd that like this final scene of the intro, like the show already established that she's getting like a new outfit, like and like regular clothes, but then the ending of this shows her back in like her like pre season 3 clothes and her Newtopian armor and one shoe, which is just like why you already gave Anne her other shoe back, like why take it away from her again? But of course it's just an intro, so maybe it's just
Yeah, think
maybe
about
it's
that.
another case. Yeah, maybe it's like Tritonio's like her blue sword where we see it in the intro but
Mhm.
we'll never see it in the show. Like maybe
Yeah,
that's the same case with her one shoe.
yeah. That there's it wouldn't be the first time that a character the sign gets kind of like mixed up. Remember that Uncle Grandpa special in Steven Universe that used like Garnet's old design, even though she had like already reformed by then. That 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 kind of happened, and that was a full episode. Not canon, but it is. It was a full episode, so that happens a lot in animation. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if just the same happened for the intro.
Imagine if Anne once if I'm guessing Anne goes back to Amphibia, she gets her other shoe, and then she just like throws away her new purple shoe just to wear the other shoe.
She was like one half yellow shoe and one half purple shoe, like perfect contrast.
Oh man. But like I hope we see that Newtopian armor again. Like other than probably the opening episode where like Anne just came back. Like I hope she like keeps like holds on to it because it's a cool armor
Yeah,
piece.
yeah. It's she's probably gonna use it for battle eventually.
Yeah,
Or
because
hey,
like
who knows?
I was
Maybe that's why like is using like her old clothes. Maybe it's because she's like, well, if I'm gonna get into battle, might as well use the clothes that are already like destroyed.
yeah, but why the one shoe again?
Mobility, but like only half of it.
Her battle socks.
Battle suck. But only in one leg because like she needs the other. It's like oh, I'm gonna use this one for like I'm gonna use this shoe so I can grip things better. But I'm gonna use like my bare feet to grip things better, and I'm gonna use my other one to just be able to walk. Oh man, obviously, obviously a joke, but you know it will be funny.
Lemur, are you okay?
He
Joy,
just
we,
said he
we
would be right
killed.
back. Actually, in the
Oh,
chat he just said he would be right back. Yeah, so
okay. I didn't see that. Whoops. I thought we scared away Lemur. Okay, but I guess until he comes back, we can like just talk about that final shot where
oh hell
we have
yeah.
Sasha and the Wartwood town, the town of Wartwood, like on one side, and we got Anne Plantars and her parents and Marcy on the other side, and they're using Marcy's like season 2 preview,
Like
uh
her render.
yeah, her render, and then we have like Andreas like looming in the background.
Yeah, that's like the banner of the server right now. So it's actually I can actually just go see that for reference.
Yeah,
So it seems like it's one part wait no, actually it's both parts amphibia. How do I say it? One part is like the rebellion of Wartwood and the other one is Anne's like current team. And then in the center it's like Anne either like connecting them both or just, being the protagonist. I mean then again, kind of weird to include. Marcy in Anne's party because she's out of commission.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing I can't wait to get like the stock art of each of these characters. I'm guessing we'll get it
Oh yeah,
eventually.
I hope so. I really
Yeah,
hope
I'd
so.
like to get like the Andreas one. That looks pretty neat.
Yeah, he looks badass. Something about that poster, something about that ending shot, kind of reminds me of a Star Wars poster. I don't know what exactly. Maybe it's actually like the way they're holding the swords, but I don't know.
Yeah, like holding the sword and with your back turned to the camera. Oh, speaking of camera, like I'm imagine like I want to see fan art of or a parody of how like that scene where Andrews is like swinging his sword with like Marcy in the tube. Like imagine there's just some like newt holding a camera while Andrews is doing this because that's what it feels like.
Oh God, no! It's Oliver.
What the? Who the fuck?
Lemur,
Oh,
wait.
Lemur.
Yeah, wait. Lemur
Right.
doesn't know about Oliver. I just realized.
No, no. Lemur knows about Oliver. I think we.
Oh, okay.
I I'm just asking, why are you bringing up Oliver? I just got back.
Oh,
We
because
kind of just
because
turned to memes. Not like the memes we're talking about, just the other memes. We just started joking because we don't have a lot better to do. We're currently discussing the final shot of where it has like the faded away characters on an and on the center.
and I was just bringing up how like that scene where we see Andrews in the in the intro, that like how he's just like pulling his sword out for no reason. Or imagine like there's some like newt holding like a camera while Andrews is just like posing with the beast.
Okay.
And I said it's Oliver recording because who else is gonna be in the castle if not Oliver?
Oliver the animation error.
Uh, Oliver, the reason why the delay happened. Lol. XD.
But I mean, Lemur, do you have any thoughts on that I guess that final shot?
And okay, I want to say, why is Loggle in the in the ending shot? That's my question.
Hey, Loggle is a B-lister, okay? Don't degrade him any further.
Like, I don't know. I just found it funny that Loggle is in the title, but not Maddie or Maddie or Ivy or literally any other important literally any other important Wartwoodian that we've seen in the show.
Like
Who
Wally, I
knows?
can
Maybe
get.
he's just gonna bring like a wood mech, like a mech made out of wood. I guess it wouldn't be a mech anymore. Like you get it. You get what I mean.
Like
Yeah,
Right?
like
I would have
Wally,
He's gonna
preferred
be
like
Wally and
he's gonna be
Grime
the
and
important
Sasha.
character. He's gonna be the MVP of the final battle.
what are
Like
you gonna
there's like
say?
there's a tier list of what's important. Like Sasha and Grime, okay, makes sense. Wally, okay, we've seen him a lot. Loggle and Croaker, like what? And then like Archie, Croaker's like pet spider. Like why is he there?
Like yeah, like they could have replaced
He's
them
gonna
like
turn into
the other
memes.
kids, but uh,
Archie is the knight confirmed.
oh my god.
Yeah,
Uh,
it has the bunch of eyes already.
yeah, they could like
My God, we're absolutely we're just joking now. This just turned to memes more than
We're
analysis
not
at this
joking.
point.
We're theorizing, Joy. There's a difference.
This is completely serious.
yeah, like like this is like equivalent to saying that like Chuck being the creator of the Calamity box is a legit theory.
It
But are you
is.
saying it isn't? Are you saying it isn't, Lemur? Are you saying Chuck didn't create the Calamity box?
No.
You see, oh my God, I'm looking. Uh, sorry for like completely derailing this. This has no importance to your podcast, but I just want to bring it up. I hate looking up images of Anne on Google Images. It's so bad. There's so much stuff I don't want to see.
Why are you
Okay,
Wait,
why are you
why?
why
I'm
are you
drawing.
looking up pictures of
I'm
Anne on
drawing.
Google Images? Oh,
I'm
I thought it
drawing.
was okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's all good.
the other day I was moderating the subreddit and like I
Oh
like
gosh, you subreddit.
people spam like like a spam account like posting weird links that I had to like program the automod to remove.
Oh
It's
boy.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird stuff, like a lot of anime stuff that yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but going back to the topic at hand, like
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
yeah, like
it's
I
fine.
the ending shot was decent, but there like aside from like the weird the weird choice of characters. Sasha and Marcy's pics are like stock images. They're not new pictures. They're the same renders that we've seen before. But I guess it makes sense in like
Oh,
in Marcy's part.
I
The
thought the
Sasha
Sasha one is new, a
one
new
was from the
render.
third temple.
No, that
Like
one is a little bit more cartoony, I think. Well, let me look it up.
I don't know. Like it has the same pose.
Yeah, but it didn't have her with the cape and stuff, like, and it looked a little bit more different.
Hmm.
I'm looking it up right now, but I'm trying to look for the preview, but I don't want to make
Well,
the cat
well,
silent.
yeah, but like we could say like the pictures could be just placeholder. Like you do have the theory of just them, you know, we have the theory of the intro being released this early just to draw up some hype from Disney's being Disney from the weeks prior. So then them using those pictures could just be like placeholder.
There's yeah, I wanted to say something I really forgot it because there's actually the possibility that this intro isn't the final one and they just released it and maybe all of the stuff they're adding in is just like placeholder. Maybe that's why some scenes look off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that photo from that stock image from the third temple, it's not the same, but
Yeah.
Oh,
Either way.
but yeah,
is that the
Huh?
same?
that'd
Okay.
be really cool. Like it'd be really cool to see if the finalized version of the season 3 intro is a little bit different. Then we get to see
Maybe like
like
we
we
maybe
get to speculate what
we,
changes are happening.
yeah. And like we can also probably see some little changes in the intro happening in the event while season 3 is going on too. Like they can change that. They can I mean, there are shows that change the intro a little bit by bit as the show goes on. The Amphibia can do
I
the same
absolutely
too.
love those.
Yeah.
And even like
Like
especially that final shot, it's not there's no moving parts other than Anne. So if they really want to switch out some characters, that's for some episodes it wouldn't be that difficult.
Mhm.
yeah, it's just the only thing that's actually moving is just Anne landing. And they probably wouldn't want to change that.
And also her being smug.
Man,
Smug
it's
for like
incredible how we
one
got
frame.
the two intros and we got a smug Anne out of both of them. That's amazing. I
I know.
love this community.
Like, for every single thing that I hate about the community, there's always something that really makes me think, that maybe this community is not that bad after all.
Okay,
Would you
Lemur.
say that the smug ant is part of what makes this community amazing?
I mean, like a part of it, maybe. I mean, Smug Ant is like Smug Ant has been like a very a very big part of this community. So so changing it wouldn't do anything that much.
I
Yeah.
guess
Okay.
have we? I guess we pretty much covered the intro.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up.
I think there's like one more thing that I can ask.
Oh, I think we talked about the Anne's final form while you're away from the keyboard, Lemur.
Yeah. It's fine.
Like, what are your thoughts on it? Like,
Okay. So I like I feel like I feel like that scene could happen like maybe on the first episode of season 3 where Anne and the Plantars are just roaming around Los Angeles just to get back home. But I'm not sure. Maybe it could just be a scene for the intro. Other than that, it's pretty much it. I also I like the fact that Anne can transform into her Calamity blue form, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
all right. I mean,
Yeah.
Joy, do you have any final thoughts? I guess.
Hi.
Wait, what?
That's
Wait.
it. Hype.
Oh,
Oh,
hi.
hi.
Okay,
Okay.
I was confused. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I am very excited for season 3. I've never been this invested in a show for a long time, and every single day without season 3 is pain for me. So I really hope that we get this season very soon. Like
Every single day I wake up and see no season 3.
it's just
I
pain.
mean, the advantage of like the season 1 hiatus versus the season 2 hiatus is that like at least with the season 2 one we have at least something to go off of. Like season 1 was very there's there's a lot of like the show could have gone a lot of different ways, but like it was so much that it was really difficult to start at a certain point. But at least with season 2 we have like a general idea, like it's narrowed down to Earth, and we have some like plot development prior that can help us.
Yeah, like in season like in the hiatus of season 1 or like the only thing that is like concrete about that is the planters are gonna go to Newtopia and Marcy is gonna appear, right? That's like the only things that you guys know about
Yeah,
season 2 at the time. But here right now is just we pretty much have a concrete idea of what season 3 is all about.
I
yeah,
said this opening is like way more story driven.
Yeah, it's definitely an intro with a purpose this time around.
and I mean, my only complaint is that I know this intro is probably there's probably a really good reason to release this intro right after True Colors, but I wish they held off from it for at least maybe a month or two to allow us to like speculate for a while, and then once the speculation dies down after like a month or two, then release the season 3 trailer, because revealed it really gave us a lot so early on, and I'm hoping that we get a few more snippets throughout the hiatus, even though I'm pretty sure we won't.
I mean, we're
But
getting a trailer. I mean, I think we're getting a trailer out of this
I
hiatus.
mean, we're going to get a trailer like probably a week before season 3 airs.
Well, like, didn't the season 2B trailer release like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before season 2B
It,
aired?
it was about 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And there's gonna be press releases, interviews, and probably a poster.
Yeah, but that all happened within like 2 weeks of season 2 coming back, and then we have like
True,
another
true,
40 weeks to
true.
worry about.
Yeah, true.
But we'll
I
get
can
there.
see it. Yeah.
But I
I think we
guess,
can wrap this up now.
yeah, I think that pretty much concludes this week's recording. Thank you guys for coming by, for dropping in again. And I think for the rest of the hiatus, we're going to make our way through season 1 and season 2. And I mean, it's nice to go back visit them now that we've seen the show, because like we can at least reflect. And
Well,
oh, sorry, you were saying something, Lemur?
well, no. It went silent for me for like for like 10 seconds, and then you guys just started talking.
Oh, I was just talking about how like the future, like the podcast is going to cover season 1 and season 2,
Oh,
2A,
okay.
I guess.
All right.
And
Okay.
and then hopefully like it's probably more interesting to rewatch these episodes and talk about them with the context we have now rather than viewing them for the first time.
Yeah. Like season 1 is gonna be looked at with a very different perspective after you've seen season 2 and everything that just happened. And I guess that really shows how much the show has changed from the very beginning. The fact that you see things with a different eye, with different perspective on things that you think are very pointless. That just shows how good the show can be.
Yeah. So I guess thanks for listening in, and next week well, hopefully next week we'll be covering Anne or Beast and is it Best Pawns? Yeah, Best or
Best
Fronds?
prawns. Prawns.
Best.
Best
All right,
prawns.
Anne or Beast or Best Fronds, and then I guess we'll see you guys then. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.